This short video will provide a description of your student's 2016 KPREP report. It's still a very parent-friendly report, so let's break it down section by section. On the first page at the top of each report for the Kentucky Performance Rating for Educational Progress, or KPREP, is a short explanation about the standards that are tested. You're also reminded that the results you'll see are only one piece of information, and that in order to determine how well your student is doing, you should consider other areas, including classwork, projects, and other assessments. The next area contains a chart showing your student's performance levels. Different grades are tested on different subjects. In this sample, you see 3 subject areas: reading, math, and on-demand writing. You also see where your student scored, what the average score in that subject is at the student's school, the district average, and the state average. The performance levels continue to be novice, apprentice, proficient, and distinguished. In the next section, you get an explanation of your student's performance level in each subject area. What does it mean to be proficient in reading? This will give you a better idea of your student's level of understanding in each subject area. Moving to the back page, you will see your student's growth percentile. Last year's test in reading and mathematics grouped your student and others with similar test scores. Using this year's test, your student is compared to his or her group and a student growth percentile is created, showing how your student kept pace or fell behind the group. Students must reach the 40th percentile to be considered achieving growth. The next section contains your student's lexile and quantile measures. Now, these sound like fancy words, but quite simply, a student receives a lexile reader measure based on their score that describes their reading ability. By going to lexile.com, you can find books that are suitable to the student's lexile score. The quantile describes the student's mathematical achievement. By going to quantiles.com, you can learn more about the student's mathematical skills and understanding of concepts. Plus, you can also find activities parents can use with their children. Finally, you will see how your student compared to other students across the nation. Some of the questions on your student's test were the same questions other students across the country had tackled on previous tests. The percentile ranking you see in the first column is in comparison to a national statistical norm group of students. In this instance, in reading, the student performed as well or better than 82% of the national group of students. In the last column, you'll see what you and your student's teacher can do to improve and continue progress in that subject matter. And that's it. 2 pages that provide you with an idea of how your student is performing in the classroom. Again, please keep in mind that this is just one piece of information. It's very important to be active in your student's learning, watch for other indicators, and talk with teachers to get an overall picture of your student's achievement.